Okay, let's go on to our next exercise. Our next exercise is similar to the one we just did, but it has some other benefits. So here's what I want you to do. You're going to write a letter from your reader to you. So sometimes we do a letter to our reader, but as a letter from us to the reader. This is a letter from your reader to you. And I want you to think about the reader who needs your book. They haven't read it yet, but they need it. They need it. And they are begging you to write your book because they are looking for solutions. They are looking for answers to their problems. You got it? Are you there? Okay, I want you to really go to the emotion that is driving your reader to be frustrated and feeling stuck and feeling overwhelmed or whatever it is that they are in that your book is going to help them. So write a letter from your reader to you, the reader who needs your book. 2 minutes are on the clock. Your time begins now. Go. Okay, your time is up. Who might be willing to share the letter? Even though it's not complete, it's not perfect, it's okay. But
Sure. Hi. I'm Roshana. I'm a guest, but I do have a newsletter that I co-author with an elephant. So this is from my reader. Dear Roshana, I'm so ready to break through. I've loved following Fonty, my elephant, and find myself drawn to the spiritual lessons you hide in each story. I see these wisdom nuggets. I see how much you've developed Fonty and his universe so thoughtfully. All humans should be able to freely create like this. Won't you tell us how you did it? It will unleash compassion and creativity in all of us.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Somebody else has one to share. Yes, Nicole.
I have heard your keynote on Resilience Rockstar. I like the way you think. It has been slightly better than my therapy sessions. I felt completely stressed. I'm so burnt out that I had to leave my job. My manager was unbearable. I feel like I don't have PTSD, and I want to learn more ways to improve the way that I think, even though I'm not in that workplace anymore.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Let's talk about what changed for you as you were writing this. What did you learn about your reader? What did you learn? Yes.
What their needs are, not my experience, what their needs are and why they need it.
Yes. You are now learning how to write a reader-centric book, not one that you would like to write. I mean, which is, that's one thing. But really, we want to write a book that readers want. And by starting with this perspective, it shifts it all around and it sort of gets our ego right out of the way, doesn't it? And it just helps us focus on this notion of we're writing to help somebody out there with a very specific problem, very specific need. And we can help. We can help. So good. Yes.
So, first, thank you for inviting me here because I think this made me think a lot more about the non-existent subject creativity.
Speak louder for us.
Yeah, so I said it's made me think about a non-existent book which I suddenly created in this last 1 hour. What it taught me about this exercise was that I told you it's about for women who are mid-career who maybe taking breaks, looking back. And I said, this exercise told me why does the reader have to be a woman? So I think it taught me that it could be for anyone who's had breaks in career.
Okay.
Which was a very interesting perspective that I thought on.
Right. This is an exercise I go back to again and again with my clients. In fact, one of our authors was having a terrible time getting started on a chapter. She'd written, I don't know, like half of the book, but she was having trouble going with a chapter. And I said, okay, let's do a letter to the reader. Now, I sort of meant just revisit the whole letter to the reader, but she did a letter to the reader about that chapter. And it just clicked for her and she was able to write quickly because she got in a different headspace. So many times we're just in the wrong headspace to write and we're getting in our own way. Have you found that to be true? That sometimes you are just your worst enemy when it comes to writing. And we want to just get out of the way, and doing some of these exercises and even revisiting them will help you get in the right place. Okay?
On that point, how many people do you talk to, do you think deal with author imposter syndrome? That is 100%.
I would say 100% of my clients deal with imposter syndrome. So if you were thinking, I don't know, I'm not a very good writer, I don't know, maybe I'm not the expert, or maybe somebody else should write this book, or you fill in the blank, that is 100% of my clients. Even though that may be not be why they hire me, that is absolutely an issue. It's either about the writing or their level of expertise, or they're getting just too big for your britches, or some variation of that. But, and there are lots of ways to overcome that. I think doing some of these exercises is one way to kind of quiet that voice, because if there's somebody who really needs this, then shut up and get out of the way, headspace, because you're keeping me from the work that I really need to do. In fact, one of the exercises I'd love to do, if we had like a whole day together, is we write a letter to the negative voice. And we say, go away, leave me alone. But we might even talk about some different strategies for that. But finding a writing community where you are not the only one, because most authors come to me thinking, I'm the only one who is thinking I'm an imposter. I'm the only one who's dealing with these things. And it's right. And you get in this community and you find, oh no, everybody's been there. In fact, I'll tell you a quick story and then we'll move on. I work with Ellie Flyder, who is an NSA member. She is a full-time writer. She's working on book 60-something right now. I mean, she writes 4 books a year. She's on contract. She is really amazing. The negative voice has visited her for every single book, and she can predict its arrival. It's about when the book is about 80% done, the voice makes an appearance and says, who do you think you are? Yeah, you were a writer, but this book is the one that's going to take your career. You thought you were good, but not so much on this one. And so she's just learned when it's 80% time. And because she is so structured, she's this productivity pro in terms of mapping out, she knows exactly what week the negative voice will come and visit. So it is that predictable. It is absolutely that predictable.